That's my favorite machine for chest. I love that.
Cool.
It's a safe way to lift some heavy weight as well, and it converges so you get that squeeze at the top. And
right, Iso-Lateral chest presses. So it's my favorite hypertrophy exercise for chest. Set at a low incline, so not flat, just above flat, and any higher than that typically is too much front delt. So if you really want pec definition, that for me has been kind of my sweet spot. And I could even go so far personally as to use either chains or bands. I like chains better. I think that there's lots of uses for chains, man. You know, you don't have to use them just in the bedroom. Like, you can actually use them lots of other places. No, okay. But so seriously though, it makes it, but it makes it lighter at the bottom, and it makes it heavier at the top, which is where you get like the best pump and the best squeeze. So I feel like that's kind of the best of both worlds.
Again, it's something you can take to failure, and even do negative reps if you've got a spotter to help you do the negatives. I often train with somebody, and you can just take that to failure and just do the negatives. Negative training destroys the muscle more than the positive form. You're stronger on the negative as you grow.
Right.
You're much stronger on the negative.
So you use that explosive momentum at the bottom and really activate all those fast twitch fibers, and and so you push that weight up as hard as you possibly can. Then
fix your scapula at the back to make it super tight, and just be. That's the place where you're likely to get injured, is the change of direction. So I'm very smooth with that change of direction, and it's a controlled explosion, if there is such a thing. Well, especially if we're talking about like as you're aging too, we got to think about our rotator cuffs and everything, and so it's not a ballistic like Arnold Schwarzenegger, just like bam, Tom Platz mindlessly ballistically throwing it up, but spending more time on the eccentric and making sure that I'm lowering it as slow as possible, and then that last rep should always be the longest one, right? You might as well. You don't have to. You don't have to push the weight back up, which here again is one more benefit over a barbell, because a barbell you have to get that weight back up or you're dead. I mean, the bar speed has to slow down no matter what you're doing. Otherwise, you're not at failure. If you're doing a 3-second rep pushing up, it has to become 6 seconds. It has to double. Like a leg press, if you're pushing it up in 1, it's got to go to 2, and then that grinder failure rep could be 6-7 second push. That's when you know you're a true failure. If the bar speed doesn't slow, if you watch people like Mike Israetel talk about failure, and they're nowhere near failure. Lyle McDonald has massive arguments with them, and Lyle McDonald, to be honest, in my opinion, always been correct. He's been talking about this for 20 years, and he's not even a bodybuilder, but he trains elite powerlifters. But he's so anti-volume that Brad Schoenfeld come out with a study, 52 sets per week you need to do. But now, last month, he released a YouTube to say, you're doing too much volume. Yes, because you fucking told us to do too much volume. It's unbelievable, the clickbait that you get these days. When you think about Dorian,